Welcome back, Indiana Sports Beat Radio here on this Thursday, and you know what that means? The smooth talking Bob Kravitz from Bob.
Smooth operator.
Smooth operator. That would be your walk-up music.
Oh yeah,
He's a smooth operator. How's it going, my friend?
It's going good, man. Good to see you in Rosemont.
Absolutely.
I learned a lot, and
Is that a long day or what?
It was a long day. I still don't know what to make of the Hoosiers. I mean, just because we haven't seen, I have not seen Rice, Carlisle, or Ballo play, except here and there when a West Coast game used to be on, and I'd be staying awake watching it. But they're a mystery team, but they ought to be pretty damn good based on what those guys did when they played elsewhere.
Yeah, but I don't know what to make of anybody right now, to be honest with you. We don't know how anyone is going to actually perform because, no team is the same as they were. There are differences of some kind for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Who has added more? Brad Underwood loses talent every year and somehow comes up with a team that competes in the top of the Big Ten year after year.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of become the not quite Tom Izzo, but he's Tom Izzo light.
Yeah.
He's won a Big Ten title, but not really. Although I guess they got to the Elite Eight, right?
Yeah, they did.
So
I honestly feel like one of the reasons. Look, I think Purdue's going to be a top 3 team in the Big Ten. But I think one of the reasons they were the Big Ten preseason favorite to win.
I don't get it.
I think part of it is at least we have a pretty good idea of what they got. All these other teams are bringing in 4, 5, 6, 7 new guys. So I just think it's the familiarity, even though we don't fully know what Colvin and Heidi and Berg and some of these guys will do with more minutes. We know the backcourt is solid with Lawyer and Smith. We know what they've got with Kaufman, Wren, Caleb First, etc. So I just think familiarity is one of the reasons they're a preseason top 10 or preseason Big Ten favorite.
It has to be because you're right. They are I misspoke. They are the only team that we know. We know as our friend. Well, I don't know if he's my friend or your friend, but no better immortal words were ever spoken than.
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were. What we thought they were.
Boilers, just put Boilers in there. The Boilers are what we thought they were.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to be really good, and it would not shock me. Look, I have the highest degree of, I think so highly of Matt Painter. I think
that's what gets them an advantage to me.
I think that's part of it too. Now that he's broken through and shown, what a high level he can get this team to, I think that's part of it too. So, I don't get all bent out of shape. What's IU's preseason rank? I forgot.
You mean by AP or something like that?
No, in the Big Ten. Where were they picked?
I don't remember because it has to be.
It got to be top 5, right?
Oh, how could it not be number 2? I mean, they on paper they have the best talent coming back on paper, but people are convinced that. And I'm not, that Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer are still this unbeatable duo. And I'm like, you all did see UConn, right?
Well, that was one game against the best team in the nation now.
But for me, what it was a game against elite guards.
Yes,
and
I agree.
And that's the thing. Now, and I look at Indiana this year, well, they have an elite guard because Kanan Carlisle is already on the NBA draft mock boards.
Is he? Okay.
That's something they didn't have. You've got Miles Rice, who was the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year.
Right.
So they have talent at guards. That doesn't include having a very solid backup in Trey Galloway. Now, can he defend those guys well enough, especially coming off injury? I don't know, but Indiana has so much athletic ability and depth that makes a gigantic difference. And I think because Purdue's guards have been able to feast off of the fact that they had a mountain down in the middle that they could play off of, and they don't have that anymore. Although they will have a 7-footer, dude. There's a big difference between being 7 foot 300 and something pounds and being 7 foot 205.
Right.
Matters. It's just going to be a hugely different thing. Plus, you look at this, Bob, before I interrupt you. Indiana's going to play two different ways. They're going to play the big ball with Ballo down below, and that's going to be, Purdue's old school kind of play. But I don't know that they don't have a guy for Ballo. Kaufman, Wren, Caleb First, they're not guarding him. No. But when they take Ballo out, now that will be more aligned for how Purdue will probably want to play. So in a game like Purdue, I wouldn't be surprised to see more big boy ball, buddy ball.
Right.
I would say.
The being up at Rosemont last week, and I will write about it at some point, maybe as we get closer to basketball season. I was really impressed by Miles Rice. Now, just because he's an incredibly good talker and clearly very intelligent and kind of the anti-Xavier Johnson. It doesn't mean he's going to be a great player, but certainly he's shown what he can do in the last year. And I think you're right. I think this is a team that Mike Woodson can utilize in a number of different ways. And I think he likes the idea that he's kind of built this team with guards who will be an extension of him, in the way that Hood Schifino was a couple of years back.
And no matter what, they have to hit the deep ball.
Yes.
Now they are set up to do that. They brought in Luke Goody, who is not only a good shooter, now he is a positive presence in multiple ways. When I talked to him at the IU basketball media days, he talked about, asked him what is it that he wanted to bring in, and he's talked about a winning culture. He's used to winning. He was in Illinois. He won a Big Ten title. They were playing, battling Purdue every year in, year out for that. So he knows about winning, but he is also a very, very intelligent basketball player. Great to have on the floor. Great to have on your team, period. Absolutely. Then you add Mackenzie Mbako, who's now 6'9", out on that wing. Who grows in college? But
I'm still waiting on my growth spurt.
Yes. Bob's hoping for that 5'9" mark. No.
Oh, yeah. I'll take 5'8".
But Mackenzie Mbako, the best shooter that they have.
Yes.
And if he has it going at 6'9", that's like having oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank on all the big NBAers out there. Not Kyrie Irving, but gee whiz,
Jason Tatum.
Any of those 6'9" guys that play out on the wing that can knock those threes down.
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, any of those guys. Yeah, I mean, they've got at least two guys and maybe more who are going to be on those draft lists. And
absolutely. And Bob, you have to have that in today's college game to be an elite team.
You got to have pros. The smaller teams that make a run in the NCAA tournament are great fun, and they give the NCAA tournament its flavor. But in the end, it's UConn, it's Purdue, it's the elite teams with NBA talent. In Purdue's case, the one, uber talented, NBA guy who, by the way, apparently is starting in Memphis and looks good so far.
How about Kel'el Ware? I talked about him a little bit a minute ago. What a start. Someone put his stats up a minute ago, but 16 points, 4 blocks. He had 3 blocks on 1 possession.
I saw that.
And last year, I remember talking about, and I hate this to make this a IU Purdue thing, but not really. Yes. I don't care. That's okay. Yeah. Zach Edey. I talked about how Zach Edey is just going to be, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
just stand around. There's only his talents are only so much. And he was like in Little League when you have the 12-year-old who looks like he's 14 and he's shaving already.
Right.
He's that 12-year-old, but then all of a sudden when everybody's 15, he didn't grow anymore, and everybody's kind of caught up with him and athletic ability.
I will say this though, Jim. I will say this. He's really new to the game. I mean, he didn't start till late in high school. And, does he have built-in limitations because he's built like the Himalayas? Yeah, he does. Now, you could go back in the tape. I told you that I thought Kel'el Ware would have more of an impact than Zach Edey. No, we'll see if that's right. Zach is starting, so that may not occur. But I thought that Kel'el Ware had the talents that would really transfer to the NBA. While I'm not sure what Zach Edey's going to do in pick and roll situations. I just defensively I have concerns about him, but we'll see. I wish him all the best because he's a good kid.
I hope he doesn't pick his nose and put it on a roll. So we got that going for us. But what's up next for you? How about for last question? I got to get you out of here. But Hoosiers 6-0, bowl eligible. I'm not going to tell you I told you so.
Oh, you told me so. I thought they'd win 6 games. So I was right.
Yes, you were. Oh, you thought they were going to win 6 games only. Well,
yeah. So far, I'm right. Look, I mean, they got Nebraska's not a rollover game. Certainly the best team they've played. Washington's pretty good. Would it be sweet if they go into Michigan at 8? No, absolutely. I think you would possibly have game day in Bloomington. It would be
that would be
Ohio State.
Yeah, no, Michigan would be 10-0. Yes, it would be 9-0 going into the Michigan game, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Going into the Michigan game would be 9-0.
Yeah.
I was thinking more about, can you imagine a 10-0 Indiana going to travel to Buckeye Stadium against a potential 10-0 Ohio State team?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Look, here's the thing, and I have not done the math, but I'm just saying, slow your roll just a little bit.
I say to hell with that and tell people to enjoy the hell out of it.
I agree. But if you look at the teams they've beaten and their records, it's not very good. Now, I mean, you can only play who's in front of you. I understand that. And let me tell you something. Kurt Cignetti needs to take Scott Dolson out for a really nice steak dinner because that schedule is beautiful, especially after the Louisville situation.
Yeah, I think they would have beaten Louisville, honestly.
Well, they may have. And
then what would be saying
the good
about
thing
it?
is they're beating the crap out of everybody. It's not like the Akron game was it last year or 2 years ago. They're not just barely beating these lower teams. They are beating them senseless. So, look, I think they're the real deal, but I would just caution. I understand. Look, I've been an IU football fan since I set foot on campus in 1978. I've seen this before, so not a lot.
Everybody has. No. Well, when did you see this?
Well, I mean, there have been years where they start 3-0 or 4-0.
Yeah,
but they haven't beaten anybody. So this clearly has a different vibe to it. So
absolutely,
look, I hope it continues. Give us all something to celebrate and write about.
Something to read in bobkravitz.com.
There you go.
Where you will have a lot on the Colts. I know we didn't get to talk about them today.
Yes.
It's unfortunate for them, probably better off for them. But news not good, more injuries. Michael Pittman Jr. now possibly going to the IR. That means the offense will be decimated. But offense has not been a problem, Bob. It's been their damn defense.
Oh, it's been brutal. And Zaire Franklin he made a good point yesterday. He said we have to decide who we want to be. Do we want to be the defense that slowed down Pittsburgh and Chicago, although they gave up career highs in passing yards to both those quarterbacks, Fields and Caleb Williams? Or do we want to be the team that gives up career highs every week, like to Trevor Lawrence and everybody else? So they've just got to make a commitment one way or the other. They need a lot of their young guys to grow the hell up. I'm looking at you, Edey Mitchell, on offense.
He's looking at me.
No, I wasn't looking at you. I try not to look at you. Best I can.
Understand that. Bob Kravitz from BobKravitz.com. Make sure you're signed up and giving him a follow. Appreciate you, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
I will do that.